What's up, everybody? Man, I'm back, y'all. Man, I just left. It's Gamma's World. Um, y'all know I talk about piggybacking off of content, and a lot of times, man, it just like I said, there's some content creators out here that when they do a awesome live, and I am known just to follow up just because it's a great live. There's so many content creators that are doing great things and inspiring. And I don't find anything wrong if a content creator can inspire you, right? On your content. And I've found so many content creators that give you content that inspire you, and I'm gonna give them credit as well. It's Gamma's World, Loving Lucinda, Ariel Nicole. It's so many different content creators out here, and not slighting anybody else's name that I did not call. But sometimes, you know, you leave their channel and you leave with something, and you've been inspired and you want to come back and just kind of like piggyback and follow up and just give them the credit for inspiring you. And I left Gamma's channel just a few minutes ago on, Gamma does a segment every Sunday on Bible Chat, and the day she did hers on faith. And for a lot of people that come in, um, it is just the right moment in time. And if you have been looking for something where you just got regular people talking about faith or betrayal for the content last night, or for anything, just having a regular content, regular people coming in and talking about their faith, talking about just things in general from the Bible, from their studies and everything else. And thank Gamma for having that segment, 2 o'clock every Sunday. She has a content that you can come. Nobody's asked, you don't have to come in. Your knowledge is where your knowledge is. Your belief is where it is, but you get something from it, and I appreciate that. And I came because after leaving Gamma, I'm like, wow, that was a great content on faith, and everybody sharing because faith, wow, um, and something some people struggle with, right? And some people have that steadfast faith. And, for me, that's what I was saying in Gamma's channel. Sometimes we waver. Sometimes we as human beings, the flesh may question, and the flesh may waver because of fear, or because, and we're not supposed to have this fear. But sometimes we got to give ourselves grace. God give us grace. And sometimes we're human, and those things may happen. You may start to worry about things. You may experience anxiety. You may experience fear. But the thing about that faith is you go back to it, and you know God's promise, and you know His words, and it brings you back to that comfort zone, right? Because we are human beings. We experience different things. And if you truly get to that point where you don't think about a thing, you don't worry about a thing, some people got there already. They don't worry about nothing. No matter what happens, they don't worry about a thing. But there's some people that are just, they struggle with it, and that don't mean you give up. That don't mean you're a bad person because you struggle sometimes. You question what's going on. You may be afraid. But that's part of the works. That's part of being human. And then you continue to get in His Word. You continue to understand His promise, and you get better and you get stronger, and you just know. But don't stop. Don't stop because your faith may waver. He said the faith of a mustard seed, that grain of a mustard seed, y'all. That's all you require. But God understands that there is a human flesh that sometimes, having that faith through it at all times, having that steadfast faith, knowing the faith, being thankful and grateful, and having faith to the good season and the bad seasons, because we are not promised all good seasons. We're going to have a time in our life where we may have trials and tribulations, and that faith may equip that faith. Oh my God, there'll be a time When we even seek God more in our faith is when we have those times where we have those trials and tribulations and those things start to come up, and we even search even more. And our faith become even more steadfast, and we believe more, and we search more, and we read more, and we just know we're going to come through it. And I just felt that in Gamma's chat today, listening to everybody, and everybody, coming to that understanding. Somebody got in there today and said, you know what? I was struggling, but I know God's promise. I know His words, and I know that He doesn't lie. God doesn't lie. His words is His word. He keeps His words. So we fall back to His words. We go and we find Hebrew 11. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. Right? Hebrew 11. We fall back on His word. We hold Him to His word, and we declare and decree on His words. We stand on His words faithfully because He doesn't lie. And I just felt um, this increase. I felt good because the day was. Well, sometimes we have these days and these moments of anxiety for whatever reason, but then we just get into a place. We come into a conversation. We go into a group where somebody is just right on time. And sometimes we're just there at the right place and time, and we leave just knowing that it's going to get better. The day's going to get better. We go back to knowing that faith is what we need. Hold on to the faith. Don't lean not unto our own understanding, and we just hold on. And that's how I feel. I feel rejuvenated. I feel good. And sometimes we come into a place of agreement with people that we just cross the path with, and it brings us to a place where we need to be and where we want to be. And sometimes, and coming in agreements with when it comes to faith and believing and understanding, and just, you know, maintain that faith. It builds you right back up. You get into a conversation with people that brings you right back to what you need and what you know. And that felt good because just going there, because I explained to you guys this morning that, I had a little bit of anxiety going on, which led to me doing a bleach cleaning and just questioning, even though I had a cleaning lady come in and do some cleaning, I'm sitting there with my anxiety, questioning her cleaning. The stuff is spotless. But my anxiety led me to just thinking, did she change her glove? What did she touch with her glove, right? So it had me bleaching everything. Even though I can see the place is spotless, my anxiety led me to fear that led me to sit here and bleach everything again, thinking what her glove touched. What if, hey, good afternoon, Justin, Chad, and Kobe. Thank you, Bonnie Mitchell. Welcome in. So my anxiety had me going back and bleaching and spraying everything. I got a bottle of bleach. I got a bottle of Clorox disinfectant spray. So I'm pouring bleach everywhere, spraying bleach, just thinking that what she could have touched. And that was an unreasonable fear, right? Why? Why are you thinking like that? Why are your thoughts like you can see the thing is clean, but again, that unreasonable thought and fear. And now I'm thinking, okay, calm, breathe, and just being at the right place at the right time, And I appreciate Gamma having this Bible chat, and it's nothing where you have to be right. Come as you are, as they would say. Come with whatever you know, and then learn something, and then share something. Right? Not everybody's right have to be right, and not everybody has to be. A lot of everybody is well informed. You're learning something, you're giving something, you're sharing something as well. But I enjoy that um, the Sunday chat, Bible chat, that it's Gamma's World Show. Hey, Chris. So you guys be sure to go over there and check out this Gamma's World and check out the Bible chat and other things going on and everything. So yeah, Chris, I was just sharing with them, just leaving Gamma's chat how I left her feeling lifted and inspired and just a different spirit. Because sometimes it takes us getting into a place and sharing a common bond in certain things, and sometimes just learning how people feel and think, and knowing that you're human, knowing that you're human, and that, you know, just that not judging, allowing yourself grace when you do feel the sometimes the faith, because sometimes our faith, things happen and we may ask and question God. And just like I said, my mom told me when I questioned my sister's death, you know, why, God? My mom said, God knows best. God knows best. And that's what she would tell me through all the loss. One thing she would say is God knows best. And you know, because I questioned why my sisters, why I had to lose, why my sister, why my twin had to die, why my baby sister had to die. And each time my mom would tell me, God knows best. And that's what she told me. That's why I know, it hurts. It hurts. And but that human side still says, God knows best. I have to lean back and know God knows best. God, you know best. You know why you took my sisters home. You know why you took my mom home. Why I took my father's home. You know best. And I may not understand. And I may question. And I may miss. And I still hurt. But I lean back. God knows best. Face is hard when you're in the wilderness, but God. But God. But God. And that's the thing, when some people have their faith, we gotta. I want people to understand, when your faith is shaken, don't 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 feel judged. Don't feel judged. Just know you can fall back on His promise, because God understands that we have a flesh and we're human. But He also knows when we fall back and we learn the word and we're reading the words, that He promises, He promises, He promises, promises are written. And He doesn't lie. We got to fall back on His words. If we know His words, we study His words, we fall back on His word, that He does not lie. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things unseen. We know His love is steadfast. We just got to keep the faith. And even if it's shaking, don't, just give yourself grace and no, fall back. It'll get better. He hears your cry. He listens to your cry. There's scriptures where He knows you're hurt. He knows you're crying. He knows your pain. And He wants you to come to Him. He take us to the wilderness sometimes so we will get to Him. Sometimes He takes us through something so we will know who He is. Sometimes I have to understand that sometimes He'll bring us through it, so we will depend and we will know His grace, His mercy, His love. So when we're going through it, we're going to thank Him in it and out of it. We're going to thank Him in the good times, in the good season, and we're going to thank Him in the season that we struggle. We're going to thank Him in the valley, and we're going to thank Him in the mountain, on the mountaintops. See, that's what He wants us. He wants us to recognize. God wants us to recognize Him in the good and the bad and the ugly. Because if we only recognize Him in the good, what is that? Okay? We're going to acknowledge Him. We're going to thank Him on the mountaintops. And we're going to thank Him when we're in the valley. We're going to know that He's close to us when we're walking through the valley, to the shadow. Oh my God, I can't even think of it right now. When we're walking through those valleys and those mountains, we're going to know that He's still there. We're going to know that He's walking with us. To the valley of the shadow of death, He is there. He promised that He's walking with us. We're going to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and He is walking with us. Not that we're not going to go through it. We're going to walk through it. But we're going to believe that He's walking and know that He's walking with us through the valley. He didn't say we wasn't going to walk through the valley. He said He's walking through it with us. Right? We're going to walk through some valleys. We're going to walk through and talk about, but He's going to be with us. He's with us every step of the way. He was us on the mountaintops, and He's with us in the valleys. And He's walking with us through trials and tribulations. He's still there. He's walking with us through our griefs. He's walking through us with our pain. He's not going to let go. You don't let go. Hold steadfast. He believes. He says He will never. His promise. God promised He will never leave us or forsake us. And that's what I lean on. Okay, He will never leave or forsake us, right? He said that. That's a promise. That's declare and decree. You said you will never leave me. You said when you ever forsake me, you promised that. It's a promise. See, God has promises in His words. And if God has promises, He doesn't lie. His words is what His word is. It is what it is. He's with us every step of the way. Gamma, thank you for today. Thank you for your live today. Your live, I don't care how many people come into it, the right people come in at the right moment. For yet though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Yes. And what did it say? I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. See the key word? He is with me. He didn't say I wasn't going to go through the valley, but He said He'll walk it through me, with me. He's there with me. And thy rod and thy staff will comfort me. So we know He's walking with us through the valley. He's walking with us through the valley of the shadow of death. Through the valley, I walk through the valley of the shadow. He said He promised that. So He's going to come to the other end. We're going to come through the other side for our betterment. And again, um, when we have these topics, when we talk about our faith and our belief, whoever is supposed to be in our channel and our chats at that time, Gamma, where it was one person, where it was 10 people, that's where they're supposed to be, and that's why I always talk about those interconnection, those paths that cross at the right time. That's what I'm saying. When those paths cross, those predetermined connections, everybody that was supposed to be is there, and everybody that's supposed to be here is here. For whatever reason, somebody's going to gain something, get something from it. I got something today that lifted my spirit, and I'm pretty sure somebody is getting something and lifting their spirit today. From wherever we are in life right now, whatever who crosses my path today and crosses your path today as well. One from over, y'all. Yeah, Kobe is like my time. Me too. Right on time, Chris. Right on time. That was right on time with the faith, the talk on faith today. Because a lot of times people that came in that chat, their faith may have been wavering. Their faith, they may be looking for something, waiting on something, and they just like, I don't know. And uh, since I got something out of it too, says Gamma's World. So somebody that entered the chat today, they may have never said a word, but their faith may have been wavering. They may have been questioning. They may not have an understanding. And like I said, I'm not sure. I can't quote the book or the chapter right now, but lean not into your own understanding. Somebody came through today whose faith was probably wavering, whose faith may not have been less than a mustard seed. But understand faith, the grain of a mustard seed, that's all He requires, that much faith. And then somebody said faith without works. You maintain faith, but put the thing about faith again is stepping out on it. If you are asking for something faithfully and you want to do it, then you step out. You ask God for your guidance and lay it and step ahead of you. Then you step out on the works. Because faith without works is dead, right? And the message will be heard. I will definitely be sharing with my friend and family, most definitely. You know, And doesn't require a lot. You know, we don't all have to have the beautiful words and just this eloquent way of speaking. When you speak to God in faith, you just speak to Him as your normal voice. Sometimes we feel that we got to have all these eloquent words and these eloquent prayers and all this stuff, but no, God knows who you are, faithfully who you are. Come to Him as you are. Come with the little words. If you don't have no words at all, come with you as you are. He understands if you know one word, God, help. If you know two words, help me. He knows your need, right? Sometimes you can only utter two words or three words. Lord, help me. Help me. Even the two words, help me. He knows those three words right there. Jesus, help me. And if only three words you can get out from your heart, those three right there. Jesus, help me. Jesus, I need. Or four words. Jesus, I need you. Help me, Lord. Hmm? We don't have to have the elegance, the beautiful things. Just know He knows your heart. He knows what you need already. You're just asking Him for help, asking Him for guidance. He already know what your needs are. He already provided. It's already been written. You know, yeah, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. And in all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Yes. Lean not into your understanding. Lean not into your own understanding. I had to, because sometimes I did not understand. I could not understand. I had to question. I questioned. I needed to have understanding my way, but it's not my way. It wasn't in my way to understand. It was in God's way. There was no understanding from me as a human being, as me in the flesh. It was understanding that God knows best and His way, His will be done. Not my will, but God's will. So leaning not to my understanding, I want answers. I want it to look this way. Wait a minute, you got to clarify. You got to. So no, that wasn't how it's going to work. That wasn't how it was going to work. It wasn't going to work that way. So, yeah, your will, yes, God's will, and His will, and whatever you're asking for aligns with His will. Understanding, we can ask for a lot of things, but if it's not aligned with God's will, it is what it is. It's not. It's not His will. When you ask and you have faith and you pray, it also has to align with God's will. Right? It has to align with His will. Because if it's not going to be good. All right? Sometimes you get things you ask for. Be careful what you pray for, because you might get it. But it may not always be in your best interest. So when you ask it, make sure it's aligned with His will. Make sure that what you're asking for and asking to make sure that His will be done. Not your will, but His will. Because a lot of times, when it's against His will, it's a whole other topic. Yeah. And I've been there. I know when you ask for things and you ain't really, you wasn't prepared for it. You may sit there, oh, I want this, and Lord knows it wasn't, it did not line up right. It did not, woo, it did not line up. Yes, same. Matthew, because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, and that mountain gonna move too. Matthew 17:20. Yes, same. Yep. Be careful what you pray for. Be careful what you ask for. Because, man, that's a whole different topic. You ain't ready for it. You thought you were, but you weren't. Whew. I'll tell you, you thought you were ready for it, but you weren't. Yep, buddy. I've asked for things and it didn't line up, and man, that was a lesson. That was some corrections, and that was some sit down time. But trust me, He brought you through it. But be careful what you pray for. Be careful what you ask for. Whew. because you ain't ready for it. You're not ready for it. So make sure what we pray. Sometimes we got to make sure it's His will, if it's aligned, and sometimes we got to learn to accept the answer no. Because when God says no, He mean you. When you hear the word no, again, when He tells you no, and you go ahead and do what you want to do, I can promise you. I can promise you this because I've heard the word no and ignored the word no and got exactly what I got exactly what was lined up for me when I ignored, and He clearly told me no, and He put me through for a moment. He corrected me. Lessons learned. Lessons learned. So when He tells you no, and understand He means no, go ahead and do what you want to do. He give us free will, and especially when you ask Him directly, God, should I do this? And He clearly tell you no, and you hear the word no, and you went and do it yourself. Mm, Been there, done that too. I ask God to remove everything, anything, everyone that is not in alignment to His will. Man, that's a scary prayer. I'll tell you what, because He gonna move it. And you may not understand, but you gotta remember your prayer. You say ask God to remove everything and anything that's not in alignment to His will. You better be prepared for it. Because you gotta it'll probably be people and things that you probably thought was good in your life, and things that were good in your life, things that looked good and felt good, and it seemed like they were good, and they were gone. And you like, but God, He knew better. He knew better. You seen things just go out your life that you thought was good in your life, but you say, God, remove these things. But because it was good, it looked good, it felt good, it tastes good, it seemed good to you at that time. But when you say God moved these things, He moved those things that looked even good. He moved those things that taste good. He moved those things that feel good. He moved those things that seemed like they were blessings, and they were not. They were your curse. Y'all get me? Oh, God, leave me on these words. Say, you understand what I'm saying, Chris? When we pray that prayer, all them things that look good, taste good, feel good, all start to move because we asked them to. Just because they were disguised as good, they were disguised as that, they would look good, they feel good, they taste good, they sound good. And then when they start to disappear and they start to move out the way, you're like, wait a minute, hold up. That person right there was good. No, you say God move them out the way, right? Well, wait a minute, that job. Well, wait a minute, you say God move it out the way, right? Everything you were holding on to, He moved, and then we got mad, Chris. And then we got mad. Yeah, because he started answering what we asked for. He started taking things away that we asked for. We asked Him to change up things. We asked Him to move things. We asked Him, hey, it could be your lover, your partner, your relatives, the good job, the good friend. All these things start to move out of your way, and you didn't understand all that. But guess what? Always what looked good wasn't good. But then you have to start to trust Him. Because, whew, my Lord, we had to trust Him. Because if we prayed and we ask and we believe and we have faith and we start to see these things shifting out of our way that we thought was good, that looked good, feel good, taste good, seem good, and it started to move and it started to shift and it started to hurt a little bit and it started to wander and you started to couldn't understand. And I said, I've been there before too. It's all intentional. I told you I've been there before. And boy, when the revelation came through that He was moving things and moving me out of the way and moving people out of the way and moving me out of my own way. Because the best thing is when God move you out of you. I'll tell you the best thing. When God move you out of your own way. Sometimes it ain't people in your way. Sometimes it's you in your way. And when He start to move you out of your way, oh, that's a kick in the behind. Because sometimes we got to ask God not to move people, but move me out of my way. If I'm the cause, if I'm in my own way, God, if it's me, then move me out of my way too. Cause a lot of time it ain't nobody else but you. You ain't nobody else but you. You in your own way. So sometimes you gotta ask God, if it's me in my own way, if it ain't Joe and Jackie and Johnny over there, but it's me, then move me out of my own way. Because sometimes I could be blocking my own blessing, my own way to whatever God has in store for me. Ain't nobody else but me in the way. We blame everybody else, but Lord, wait a minute, hold up. It could be me. And if it's me, move me. And if it's me, change me. If I'm the one blocking me, getting me out of my own way. Because a lot of times we looking at everybody. But and all the time, it was you. More of him, less of me. There you go, Chris. Definitely me in my own way. And I've been in my own way a lot of times. I've been in my own way a lot of times. Me, me, me. Get me, Lord. Get my heart. Get my town. Get my thinking out of the way. Because it could be my thoughts. It could be my thinking. It could be my subconscious things that I'm doing subconsciously. It could be me all the way. Oh, y'all don't want to hear that today, do you? Woo! Because I have to pray, God is me too. Ain't that person over there that I'm pointing at? Because trust me, if I'm pointing at that person, I got four fingers pointing back at me. And I have to pray, God, let me get me out of my own way too. Because a lot of times, it's me. A lot of time it's my thinking. A lot of time it's my actions. A lot of time it's my tongue. It's my mouth. It's something that I'm doing and nobody else but me. Okay? And sometimes, and heck, it can be most of the time, right? I know it's me. Yeah, when you start to know, look back and say, you know what? It's me. It's my actions. It's my behavior. It's the things I'm saying. It's the things that I'm doing. I'm getting in my own way, Lord. It's my lack of. It's me not trusting. It's me not doing what I need to do. It's not me not being obedient. Ain't nobody else but me. Okay? So, Lord, get me out of my own way. Align me up with with what you want. And it's just what it is. So yeah. How many people? Yeah, right, Kobe. It's me. It's me blocking me sometimes. It's my fear. It's my fear. It's my words. It's me not stepping. It's me doing certain things that were maybe not obedient at the time, and this got me out of alignment. My thoughts, my thinking, my it's something. It's something that I have gotten myself out of alignment, not being obedient, not saying different things, coming out here, probably being foolish somewhere, and all of a sudden God says, sidestep, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up for a minute, hold up. hold up. Let's get this right. Okay, you need to fall back. You need to get back. Let's get this in order. We got to get some order. We got to get some order. And that's exactly, finding that order, finding that what we need to do. So I pray for me personally, I know I have to pray every morning, every night, and try to align myself on a daily basis of what I need to do. I'm not perfect at it. I'm still working at it. I know, that I got a lot of work to do. But I do know this. And I do believe this. I'm not perfect. Because if I was perfect, then God would say, okay, no, I know he need me more than I need. I know he needs me more. And I need him more. Because I am still working. And he's calling me. And I'm calling on him. And I'm lurking, I'm searching. And I know this is where I have a lot of work to be done. And, you know, it is what, I'm working on it. I have a lot of work to be done. I'm not perfect. And I can't dwell on that because that's not an excuse, but it's work to be done. It is work to be done. And like I said, we all know we fall short. Yeah, we all know to fall short, and we will. As we walk this great earth here, we're human beings. We will fall short. And our thoughts and our belief and our thoughts sometimes, even if we don't verbalize it, Even if we don't verbalize it, He knows our thoughts in our heart, right? He knows where our heart's coming from. He knows our thoughts. He knows our actions before we even took it. If we believe the word that He already knew before it was even done, okay? He knew it was done. He knew it was happening before it even got done. He knows your everything, your before you even took a step, before you even spoke it. That's why we have to examine our heart sometimes. We have to examine our heart because everything comes from the heart. God works from our heart. So when we can't dismiss our heart, we cannot dismiss the heart as being the focal of everything because it comes from the heart. When we start, if we speak it before it comes out of the heart, if we think about it, examine our heart first before it gets to the mouth. Before it gets to the mouth, we got to stop it. He knows already. Before it gets to the mouth, before we seed it, right? Because a lot of times we seed things through our mouth. Before we seed it in our heart, let's try to understand that before we seed it, because it has like a thing that it goes through. And once we seed that stuff in our heart, that's when we got a lot of work to do. That's when we got a lot of work to do. Cannot let things seed in our heart. We understand our heart. God works from love. When people, for myself, and I'm speaking for me and anything else, God is about love. And now, no matter how many ways we try to work around this thing, in the end, He is about loving. He works on love. The love of Him being first of everything, and then loving your neighbor as I love Himself, right? He works on love. And we can't go around that. We can try to do everything, but we can't work around that. God is about love first. First, first, love first. We must remember that. I don't care how we try to play around it, how we do. God is about love first. We never can forget about that. He needs to try to stop us before we get to our heart. We need to try to stop before we get to our heart. Most definitely. We cannot let it get to our heart. And we can't go, but God knows my heart. Yeah, He knows your heart because that thing is seated in your heart and you speaking it, yes, it's in your heart. Because you spoke it from your heart and God knows your heart. Because a lot of times, well, God knows my heart. Yeah, that's why you spoke that thing. Because it came from your heart and He knew it. Okay? We need to try to stop before it gets to our heart. Because once we seed it in our heart, that's where we're working from. That's where we gotta be careful before it seeds in our heart. Because that's where first God works from our heart. He works from our heart first and foremost, our heart. Huh? He works from our heart. No, you can't get around that. That's where He works from. So if you say God knows my heart, but you still speak that vile stuff, trust me, you already said it. And if you keep saying it, it's coming from your heart and God know it. Hmm? Ooh. No, y'all. God, we need to try to stop before it gets to our heart, yeah. Because once we seed it, that's why we try to decree and declare the good things into our heart. We try to declare and decree God's promises into our heart. Because that's where it lies, right? I declare and I decree. We see those words, His promises in our heart. He don't have room for everything else. If we are declaring God's words and promises and everything else in our heart, that's declare and decree, right? So that when we speak from our heart, we're planting those things and those promises in our heart because He clear. That's what we're working from. We're working from our heart. Okay. Our heart is the most important thing that we're working for from. I was read y'all check out my wall, Jennifer Lewis. I think Jennifer Lewis. I posted something, and I saw that years ago, and I think I posted it years ago. I want y'all to go check out Jennifer Lewis. And let me tell you something. When she talked about holding on to anger, because when we hold on to anger and that hurt and that pain is seated in our heart, whoo, 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 whoo. All that vileness and that anger and hurt is seated in our heart, y'all. Trust me, the more you consume it, it goes into the heart. And she says, don't hold on to it for too long. Don't stay in darkness for too long. And when she took that breath, y'all go look at that. That breath meant everything. And resentment too. Yes, let it go. Those are the things that are vile to the heart, vile to the body, the core. Hate, resentment is that vinegar to the body. Hate and resentment is vinegar to the soul and to the body. Right? I may say something out of my mouth, but God knows when my heart ain't right. Thank you, Gamma. Say it again. You say it out your mouth, but God knows your heart ain't right when you said it. When you said it came from the mouth, but God knows your heart, right? So when you spoke it, He know where it came from. You can't lie to Him. Gamma, yes, I got to check that out. I love her personality. Check out Jennifer. I saw that years ago, and I think I posted it. But when she took that breath, I said, meant everything. She went, because life is too short to hold on to hurt, hate, and pain. And think about smoking a cigarette. Let me put this into some. When we smoke a cigarette, think about a cigarette taking years off your life, and the stress of a cigarette taking years off your life. And you get a year back for every time so many years back for every day you don't smoke. Now put that same thing on hate and resentment. How many years are you taking off your life? How many hours are you taking off your life living in hate and resentment? How many days, how many hours have you lose from your life? Are you losing from holding on to hate and resentment and hurt, vile pain, vinegar hurt, acid hurt? Every time you get up, that vessel is in your body. Think about that vessel. That's the heart. The heart is the vessel. Think about the heart is even shaped like a vessel. I want you guys to look at the heart. Think about what a vessel look like. And think about the heart. I want you to picture a vessel. Picture your heart. Take a moment and picture a vessel. Now look at your heart, and all the vials go into your heart, right? Because everything flows into your heart, right? Think about a vessel. Now you think about what that vessel holds. Now if your heart is full of vinegar, hate, resentment, and you look at it like acid, the internal damage to your heart, non-forgiveness, hate, resentment, and you holding that in that vessel. You holding that hate and that hurt and that pain and that resentment in your heart so you can speak it. But it has to be held somewhere else first. So the damage that you think that you're speaking to somebody else, When it comes to that vile nastiness, we all been there. I'm guilty of it. It had to come from somewhere. It had to come from that vessel that you're holding it in. And the vessel that holds it is the more damage is being done to it as well. So when you hold that vile resentment and hurt and pain and you think you're damaging somebody else because you're spitting out of your words, think about what's holding it. Think about the body, the vessel, the heart that's holding all of that hurt, resentment that you have to hold in order to spit out to somebody else. Well, my heart isn't full of it, just a little speck, Gamma. We got a little bit of speck in it. We just got, yeah, Gamma. I know. We humans. We human. And that's no excuse, but we got to work on it, right? It's something that we work every day on, and that's why we ask God for His grace and mercy every day. We pray for grace and mercy every day because He knows that we need it, right? We need His grace and we need His mercy just for those things because what? He knows it. That's why we need His grace and mercy on a daily. We wake up with grace. We wake up with mercy. Every day we ask for it. We grant it every morning when we wake up. I posted, we wake up. We get our breath in the morning, right? But I posted God's grace and mercy showed up before I showed up. I have resentment with the situation, but it's going to be all right. I'm praying, trying to be steadfast in His word. This, Chris Ashley. That's why. That's why He granted us grace and mercy. He knows this already. When you showed up this morning, when you got up this morning, He was already there. Before you took your breath, He gave you grace and mercy. Huh? He gave you grace and mercy this morning when He gave you first breath. You waked up to His grace and mercy. Okay? He gave you that, allowed you to take breath this morning. You woke up with that. He met you at the door with grace and mercy. Okay? He knew, but He gave us that grace and He gave us mercy this morning. He greeted us with that. That's why we got breath this morning. That's why He gave us another opportunity, another day. He met you this morning with grace and mercy because He knew already. Okay? He knew. That's why I said that when I posted that this morning, He met us this morning with our breath. And that's why He gave us our first breath was grace and mercy, and then we thank Him. The first words out of this morning was thank you, Lord, for waking me up. Thank you for your grace and mercy because you did it and you didn't have to, but you did. Woo! Amen, amen. You didn't have to, but He did. So He met you this morning with your first breath with grace and mercy. So, what time is it? It's 3:34. Yep. But like I said, appreciate you, Gamma, every morning on this Sunday morning. And like I said, uh, it inspired me. So if I piggyback off your channel, Gamma, don't take it. Some people get upset when people piggyback off their channel, certain things. But if I can piggyback off craziness, I can show a piggyback off something that is good and doing something good. So I'd rather instead of piggyback off the craziness. Sometimes, if you don't mind, I'll piggyback off something that can do something good. And other than yes, this was a great part too. Need it all. Yeah. So Gamma, thank you. Y'all check out this Gamma's World because she's the one that inspired me inspired me to follow up. It's Gamma's World. She did a uh, live today on Bible Chit Chat. I call it Chit Chat. Bible Chat on faith, and it inspired me. So y'all check out Gamma's World and other content creators that was in the house today. So Redness, I think you were here. Loving me, Tracy Anderson. Oh, no problem. Most definitely needed that today, Gamma. And like I said, it inspired me. I wanted to talk about betrayal, but heck, I can save that for another time. And yeah, I'm gonna go walk Kobe, y'all, because Kobe is like, you better come now before I tear up this whole joint. So y'all, support, support, support. Thank you, Gamma. Thank you, Chris. So I'm up out of here, y'all, because Kobe is like, you better come now before I tear up everything in this house. I'm going, y'all. I'm gone. And y'all have a good day. Check out it. Catch the replay. And I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.